Your whole health is more than what you find at the doctor's office. It's everything around you and the
Simple.
Simple is good. Want a Corona?
Thanks. Salud to the perfect day.
Corona, la vida más fina. Get your Corona at ordercorona.com. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
If you love H-E-B, but don't always have the time for shopping at H-E-B, try our free curbside pickup. Let us cherry pick the produce, get selective with the seafood, choose the choicest cut beef, and gather your groceries galore. H-E-B has everything needed to bring more food, more flavor, and, well, more everything to your table at a great price, too. Download the My H-E-B app today and start shopping. Subject to availability, prices may vary from at or in-store.
Horns Up! The all-new University of Texas Club is the perfect place to experience Texas hospitality and burnt orange excitement all year long. Located inside Darrell K. Royal Texas Memorial Stadium, the UT Club is your home for exclusive dining, member events, and unbeatable game day experiences. Elevate your Longhorn pride at universityoftexasclub.com for more information or to join today. The University of Texas Club. Texas lives here all year.
Game day traditions start with a cup of community coffee, the official coffee sponsor of the Texas Longhorns. Family owned since 1919, Community Coffee has spent 5 generations roasting great tasting blends right here in the USA. They're just as dedicated to making a difference in the community with programs that support teachers, military service members, disaster relief, and first responders. Try Community Coffee or find it near you at communitycoffee.com.
At Cadence Bank, we're here for all 4 quarters and overtime in your financial journey. Whether you're investing for the future, saving for a dream home, starting a business, or just needing to tackle life's financial challenges, we have the teammates, tools, and game plan to help you win. Experience a financial partner that comes in clutch. Visit cadencebank.com to learn more. Cadence Bank. Your team, your cadence. Member FDIC.
The Corona pregame show continues from Fayetteville ahead of this morning's kickoff between the Longhorns and the Razorbacks. Sam Pittman, now in his 5th season as head coach at Arkansas, has had his ups and downs as the Razorbacks coach, as an overall record of 28-29 would attest. But one of those wins was a 40-21 beatdown of Texas 3 years ago in Steve Sarkisian's second game as Longhorns head coach. Pittman, however, will be the first to tell you that this Texas team is built differently than the one Sark brought into Fayetteville 3 years ago.
Really, really good. Very talented up front, offensively, skill-wise. Quarterback. Got guys, they want to get the ball to the edge, put you on space. Hard to tackle when they get out in space. We certainly have worked that last week. Defensively, they're big. I'm not going to say simple. You know where they're going to line up. A lot. Basically, they're saying we're better than you. We're going to line up and whip your butt type mentality. But they have some very, very good players. I think their linebackers are very, very good. And just really talented. Coach Sarkisian does a wonderful job with them. Certainly, since we played them the last time, they're quite a different team. Their talent level is certainly a lot faster, bigger than what they were the last time we played them in here.
Pittman was asked how he thought Sark built this team over the course of the past 3 seasons.
I think Sark knew exactly what he needed, and he's built it that way, coming from Alabama, and he's been in the league. And I think he knew exactly what he needed, and I think he went out and got it, and it was size, and it was certainly speed. And he went out, and everybody knows you've got to have a quarterback, and he's got 2 of them that are maybe 3. I've seen 2 that are extremely good players.
In sizing up the Texas offense, Pittman mentioned a big play on a counter reverse that the Longhorns ran against Florida last week as an example of the outside explosivity the UT offense can display.
They are as good a screen team. In other words, just what you mentioned, one way, counter back the next way with screens, whether it be wide receiver, running back. They want to get the ball on the edge and get you in space, and that's exactly the play you were talking about, the counter reverse. So we certainly have to practice it. We have to have our edge. We have to turn everything back inside. We have to. If they get outside of 21 other guys, we're in trouble. And so we've got to turn the ball back in. We've got to chase the ball. And we have to play extremely hard, but there's a lot of challenges there.
When asked about the defense, Pittman was asked to describe the Texas D and compare it to the impressive defense Ole Miss used against his team a couple of weeks ago.
They're not quite as complicated, but they're big and very, very physical. So, yes, I think anybody that's in the top 5, 10, maybe 15 in the country have to educate the kids on how big the game is to the fans, to the university. I think there's rivalry games matter. I think this is one that certainly we haven't played them in a long time, but I wanted them to understand that. And I told the team, I said, if you ask before the 21 game, which we hadn't played them but one time in, I don't know, several years, or a few times in several years, the fans would say Texas is the biggest rival that we have. So I think you have to educate the kids for that, because you can play better in a rivalry game if you believe it's a rivalry. And certainly we're going to have to play our best to be able to win the game.
The thoughts of Sam Pittman, head coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Up next, we'll bring you this morning's starting lineups from here in Fayetteville after we pause for these local messages here on the Longhorn Radio Network from Learfield.
You say you never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, no, it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker. I'm a pretty great multitasker.
Drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and I dedicate a lot of my time going fast. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Today's starting lineups are brought to you by Cadence Bank, your team, your cadence. Texas Longhorns, coached by Steve Sarkisian, now in his 4th season as the head coach of the University of Texas. His 11th season overall as a collegiate head coach. A career coaching mark of 80 wins against 50 losses. The mark at UT 33-15. Across the front, on the offensive line is Kelvin Banks, 320-pound junior for Summer Creek High and the Ummel ISD in the greater Houston area. Hayden Connor, 320-pound senior from Katy Taylor in the Houston area. Jake Majors at center, 315-pound senior from Prosper High north of Dallas. DJ Campbell, 330-pound junior from Arlington Bowie west of Dallas. Cam Williams, the right tackle, 335-pound junior from Duncanville High in southwest Dallas County. Tight ends, Gunnar Helm, 6'5", 250-pound senior from Inglewood, Colorado. Juan Davis, 6'4", 235-pound senior from Everman, and Amari Nyblack, 6'4", 245-pound junior transfer from St. Petersburg, Florida. The wide receivers, Isaiah Bond, 5'11", 180-pound junior transfer from Buford, Georgia, transferred in from Alabama. Also on that side is Ryan Wingo, 6'2", 210-pound freshman from St. Louis. On the opposite side is Matt Golden, 6', 195-pound junior from Klein Kane, transferred in from Houston. Silas Bolden will see action there as well. 5'8", 160-pound senior transfer from Rancho Cucamonga, California, transferred in from Oregon State. In the slot, DeAndre Moore, 6', 195-pound sophomore from Anaheim, California, and Ryan Niblett, 5'10", 185-pound redshirt freshman from Aldine Eisenhower. The running backs, Trey Weisner, 6', 200-pound sophomore from DeSoto. Jaden Blue, 6', 200-pound junior from Klein Kane in the Houston area. And Jarrett Gibson, 5'10", 205-pound freshman from Gainesville, Florida, who played at IMG Academy. The quarterback, Quinn Ewers, 6'2", 210-pound junior from South Lake Carroll. The Arkansas down lineman, Nico Davier, on one end, he's a 271-pound junior from Maumelle, Arkansas. On the opposite side is Landon Jackson. He's a 280-pound senior from Pleasant Grove High in the Texarkana area of Texas. Eric Gregory, a defensive tackle, 320-pound senior from Memphis, who played at IMG Academy in high school. Cameron Ball, 324-pound junior from Atlanta, Georgia. The two linebackers, the middle backer is Xavier Sori Jr. He is a 225-pound junior transfer from Campbellton, Florida, transferred in from Georgia. Stephen Dix Jr., 234-pound senior transfer from Orlando, Florida, transferred in from Marshall. The safeties, James Johnson, 205-pound senior from Cedartown, Georgia. T.J. Metcalf, 200-pound sophomore from Birmingham, Alabama. The nickelback, Danico Slaughter, 190-pound senior transfer, transferred in from Tennessee. He's from Roswell, Georgia. In the corners, Hudson Clark, native Texan out of Highland Park High, 191-pound senior, and Marquise Robinson, 192-pound senior transfer from Crosby, Mississippi, transferred in from Alabama. We'll be back to flip it around and take a look at the Texas offense, the Longhorn defense against the Arkansas Razorback offense when Longhorn football continues in a moment.
Want to get in on the action at Moody Center? Texas Farm Bureau Insurance is proud to offer its members 2 free tickets to select Longhorns men's or women's basketball home games this season. Visit TexasLonghorns.com/Texas Farm Bureau for complete details on how members can request tickets. That's TexasLonghorns.com/Texas Farm Bureau for your free tickets to see the Horns on their home court. Brought to you by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance.
When faced with a disaster, the Cotton companies never fumble. As the trusted recovery partner of global businesses, Cotton is proud to provide property restoration, construction, roofing, temporary housing, culinary, and environmental support services. We're also restoring a long-standing Texas tradition as a proud partner of University of Texas Athletics and the official sponsor of the Lone Star Showdown. One call, one team. Total recovery. Learn more at cottoncompanies.com.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. SiriusXM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On SEC Radio, there is complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of SiriusXM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/SEC Sports.
Texas Athletics continues to make strides in its sustainability initiatives on game days with the Bleed Orange, Live Green program. Longhorn fans can help by placing their waste inside the proper recycling and landfill bins around DKR Texas Memorial Stadium. Texas Disposal Systems is the sustainability services provider for the program, with additional support by Coca-Cola. The program was established in 1996 and has been recognized locally, regionally, and nationally. Bleed Orange, Live Green, Longhorn fans.
We continue our look at the Cadence Bank starting lineups. Arkansas Razorbacks are coached by Sam Pittman in his 5th season as the head coach here, and overall with a career coach mark of 28 wins against 29 losses. Across the offensive front, Fernando Carmona, the left tackle, a junior transfer, 322 pounds from Las Vegas, Nevada, transferred in from San Jose State. Keyshawn Blackstock, the left guard, 319-pound junior transfer from Covington, Georgia, transferred in from Michigan State. Addison Nichols, the center, sophomore transfer, 329 pounds from Denmark. The wide receivers, Andrew Armstrong, leading pass catcher, 6'4", 202-pound senior. He's from Bishop Dunn in Dallas, started off at what is now known as East Texas A&M. At the time, Texas A&M Commerce was what it was called. The other wide receiver, Tyrone Broden, 6'7", 200-pound senior from Detroit. The inside receiver is Isaiah Satania, 5'11", 185, 230-pound junior transfer from Louisville, Texas, transferred in from Boise State. The Longhorn defense, down linemen, have Trey Moore on one side, the 6'3", 245-pound junior transfer from Smithson Valley, transferred in from UTSA. We'll see Colin Simmons rotate in there as well, 6'3", 245-pound freshman from Duncanville. Nose tackle, Bill Norton, 335-pound senior transfer from Memphis, Tennessee, transferred in from Arizona. Sadir Mitchell could see some time in the rotation, 350-pound redshirt freshman from Patterson, New Jersey. In the middle of that defensive front is Vernon Broughton, 305-pound senior from Cy Ridge in the Houston area, and Alex January, the talented freshman from Duncanville at 315 pounds, will rotate in there. Alfred Collins at the other defensive tackle, the 320-pound senior from Cedar Creek High in the Bastrop ISD in the greater Austin area. And Jermaine Lole will also rotate in there, 315-pound senior transfer from Long Beach, California, transferred in from Louisville. The jack end, Baron Sorrell, 260-pound senior from New Orleans. Ethan Burke will